I'm VT. I hate the sound of my own voice, and thank you for 25,000 subscribers. So I feel I should tell you why this Q&A took so long. The initial plan was to have a fully animated Q&A, but it was taking way too long, and there were more questions coming in while I was completing it. So I decided that I should stop and just do a speed art and just answer your questions this way. It makes it easier, and I can get it out quicker because I know some of you guys are probably like, what happened? So yeah, let's get into this Q&A, shall we? I've been busy. I've been very busy. 2017 was a very busy year for me. It was also extremely stressful. I managed to get 12 animations done last year, and 2018 looks like it might be the same way again. So that's where I've been, and that's where I might be this year, but hopefully I have time to create more content for the channel, especially when I'm approaching 30,000 subscribers. Under VTAnimation, I've been on YouTube for about 6 years now. I originally had another channel that I ran in 2010 that kind of went to the wayside, and then I wanted to have like a channel for my art and my illustrations and my animations, and that's how VTAnimation began. Yeah, I did. I'm actually really surprised you like it because it was haphazardly thrown together with a few beats and a few notes. If you want the extended version, I guess I'll hop on that. Yeah, I actually do like jazz. I really like how smooth it is. I like the energy behind it. It's something that I listen to while I work, on top of, like, you know, of course, rock and hip hop and various other forms of music that might leave you to question what my taste in music is. But yeah, I do listen to a lot of jazz. VT is actually my first name and my nickname combined, so that's another nickname on top of a nickname. Some of my favorite YouTubers, oh man, I'm gonna shoot myself in the foot because I know that there are going to be a lot of YouTubers that I'm going to forget, but off the top of my head, I would say Black Nerd Comedy, Owner's Pranks, Djibouti Dubs, Chattronic, Tom Ska, Echo Gillette. I watch Butch Hartman, Frederator, I don't know who else, Peanut Butter Gamer, JonTron, of course the Game Grumps, Lawrence. God, just so many. Honestly, I don't know what inspired me to be an animator. I think just the idea of creating something by drawing it really inspired me to do animation. You know, I would watch stuff like Chuck Jones and Tex Avery cartoons, and that's something that I always wanted to do. So I guess that's the answer. At some point, I do want to make an original animated series. I'm not sure what, but some original animated series, and or a game, like a Telltale game or a fighting game. I'm not sure, but that's definitely high up on the list. My day is good. I have had breakfast and I have had my coffee because I really love coffee. So it's been pretty decent. I'm totally down to animate for any YouTuber who wants animation. That's how I get to know other YouTubers, and I don't know, I like manipulating audio so that way you can kind of tell a story. And if someone gives me the opportunity to do it, I would definitely do it. No, I am not. I am actually a Time Lord. from the planet Gallifrey, okay? And I have my own TARDIS, alright? How dare you? For anybody who doesn't know, I am a huge Whovian. The 12th Doctor is my favorite Doctor. If anybody wants to talk to me about Doctor Who, go to my Twitter and we can have a Doctor Who discussion. Butter. Yeah. Actually, to be quite honest, I do love butter. There was something that I've tried not too long ago. It was a butter burger. And that might be single-handedly the best burger I've ever had in my entire life. I don't recommend that you eat it every day, but I do recommend that you try it at least once. So, yeah, butter. My favorite boss in any video game ever. All of the bosses in the first Splatoon. I can't explain how creative each and every boss was in that game, especially the very end of Splatoon. It was so difficult but so much fun. Oh my gosh, Splatoon is fantastic with the single player, with this online player. I love that game. But yeah, the bosses in Splatoon are my favorite. Wing whoops. If you don't know what that is, I feel bad for you. Yeah. When you live in DC, one of the very many customs is that you ride the metro, and I find myself when I have a long journey from one end to the other, I'll pull out the sketchbook and I'll start to draw. And it's very relaxing, and I can get a lot done while I'm on the train. Yes, I can. Unfortunately, no, and yes, I can. At some point, I really want to get into live streaming. If you guys follow me on Twitch at VTAnimation, or go to my second channel, which is VT, I'm going to start live streaming soon, because a lot of people have been asking me how do I animate and what are the techniques that I do. So I'm going to show it to you guys very soon. Odyssey will have to be my favorite 3D Mario platformer as of now. For a long time it was Super Mario 64, and I think the only thing that surpassed that was Super Mario Galaxy 2, but Odyssey just reigns supreme because it's nostalgic, but it's new and it's exciting. And if you play the final boss in that game, it's really fun and really epic. So yeah, I would say that is Odyssey. I got an email, I believe it was from Cade, who asked me about joining Frederator. And at first I thought it was a joke. I thought it was, I was like a solicitor or like a spam. And I actually emailed back, is this a joke? And somebody said, no, this is for real. And yeah, that's how I joined on. And I'm very proud to be part of Frederator. That's really hard because I love both so much. You know what? I'm going to have to give it to Kirby on that one. I'm going to shoot myself in the foot again for that, but there's something so innocent and easy about Kirby that it just makes you feel good. With Mario, it's much more of a challenge. With Kirby, it's just, you just go for it, and there's almost no penalty for what you do. So I would say Kirby. Keep sketching and keep thinking. Always have something on you, so that when you think of something, just jot it down, because that could be your next masterpiece. Kinda. Yeah. I've been drawing. I tell people that I've been drawing since I came out the womb. So yeah, I can't really recall a time where I really was not drawing. I've always been drawing since I was about 4 or 5, so it's been a long time. So yeah, I've definitely one of those people who was born with a crayon in their hand. I don't know, I guess I don't really have a favorite. There are definitely some that stand out more than others, but I like them all. I would definitely say that Splatoon was the first animation where I felt like I had my art style down, and that's when I knew in my head, this is what I want to do on my channel. But then there's like outside of the animation, like the animation for Game Grumps, Teletorture. That blew my mind, you know, to contact Aaron and say, you know, I'm an animator, I want to animate for your channel, and he gave me that opportunity. My stuff is up there now, and it's awesome. But then like Lauren's size animation, like the second one that we did, the Yandere Simulator, was the first one to get like 1 million views. So it's hard. I don't really have a favorite. I like them all. So that's my cop-out answer. Ooh, okay. As of recent, oh god, man, where do I begin? Like Overwatch and Breath of the Wild and Odyssey and Splatoon 2 and ARMS. I couldn't tell you. I honestly could not tell you. I just like them all. I like all that. That's my cop-out answer. I just like them all. Okay, so the why is pretty easy. I like her channel, her content, and I think it helps that we both have this dark but tongue-in-cheek sense of humor. The how is pretty difficult because I completely forgot. So much so that I had to ask Lauren herself how we got started. From what she remembers, she contacted me on Twitter about an animation, of course. Now I do remember we talked back and forth through email. I sent a whole bunch of thumbnails that we could choose from. We chose Citizen Burger Disorder, and that's how we got started. I kind of wish it was a little bit more magical, but what can you do? Airbender is really good. I do like Airbender. But that wasn't what I grew up with. I had Rocco, I had Ren and Stimpy, pretty much every single Nicktoon from the 1990s up. It really inspired me to get into animation, especially SpongeBob SquarePants. Steven Hillenburg is one of my many heroes, along with Chuck Jones and Tex Avery and Crack McCracken, and so much of his like art style and sense of humor that he puts into the cartoons is some of what I want to put into my cartoons. So I would say SpongeBob is probably the biggest influence as to why I wanted to get into animation. I think it's the idea of it, and things I could put into the animation that really excites me. Because once you start, you can't go back, you know. And I won't lie, the process of making the animation is a little bit time consuming, and at times you just want to give up on it. But I guess that's half the fun. The most fun comes from making the idea, though, and different ways that you could present it to people that, you know, they haven't seen before. So it's the idea of it that really excites me the most. Yeah, definitely. There was an idea I had not too long ago, maybe about a couple of years ago, maybe a little longer than that, about a bee, and he was called Bombus, and he was equipped with like this special gear that helps him fight in these battles against this raging like mosquito armada, and that it's always been something I wanted to create one day. Outside of that, I always thought about like a fighting game. I always thought about like a Telltale game. So there are definitely ideas for a video game. It's just actually doing it. Okay. So my favorite drink when I'm animating is a cold brew coffee with Cold Stone sweet cream. It is the best thing, the absolute best thing you could drink while you're animating, because you won't get zonked. It's so good and it's so rich, and my god, I love it. For a long time, I really was into 3D animation. As a matter of fact, if you look at my older videos, you can see some grump animations done in CGI. But I fell out of love for 3D animation because I just wasn't getting the expressions that I really wanted. Something that I could really do in 2D animation, so I just switched over to 2D, and that's where I've just kind of been. Occasionally I'll go back and I'll model something in 3D, but as a main profession, no, it's 2D all the way. I don't know, it just over time it just kind of develops into something that I really like, and it just kind of forms into my own thing. It happens. It's a natural evolution of your art. My first game I ever played was Super Mario All-Stars. I remember that was the only game I had for the SNES, but I enjoyed it so much. And for those who don't know what Super Mario All-Stars is, it was a collection of 4 Mario games. It was Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, which I hate to this day, Super Mario Brothers 3, which I love, and Super Mario The Lost Levels, which was actually Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan. But yeah, that was the first game I ever played, Super Mario All-Stars. Of course, gaming, that's one, but outside of that, music, I've dabbled with music from time to time. I like to cook, especially messing with like different drinks and stuff like that. And movies, I cannot tell you how much I love a good movie, especially if it's a sci-fi or comic book movie. I'm all in. An Undertale animation. Ooh. Okay, so here's the unfortunate thing. I have not played Undertale, so I don't know a thing about it. So I cannot animate it at all. Will I play it? Maybe, maybe not. There are too many games on my slate as it is. If I ever get around to it, you'll definitely see it. Actually, no. My favorite color is blue. Orange is kind of stuck with VTAnimation because I wanted to do something different. And I always like the color scheme of like orange, black, and white. I don't know why, but I just do. But my favorite color is actually blue, like a royal or a cobalt blue. Okay, so here's the thing. I have noticed that when you type in VTAnimation into YouTube, the second most popular thing that comes up after my name is VTAnimation and LD Shadow Lady. I tried to contact her a couple of times to see if she wanted an animation, but I haven't gotten anything. So the likelihood of an LD Shadow Lady cartoon is slim. But if you guys can maybe persuade her or talk her into animation, I'll be more than happy to do it. But as of now, I don't think it's happening. I would be nothing without my supporters, my followers, my subscribers. You know, even if you've seen the video watched, I love you guys because, you know, you show enough love and support for these videos that I never thought would get off the ground. For a long time, I didn't think VTAnimation would get to this point, but here we are at almost 30,000 subscribers as of this recording. So I definitely love my supporters, and I thank each and every one of you guys for giving me this opportunity to make this stuff and to make content for you guys, and I'm going to keep doing it for a very long time. Mark Productions asks, why aren't you playing Mario Odyssey right now? Because I beat it. I beat the game. Mercy Iwudizi asks, did you do Yami's Draw My Life? I was just saying because the art style looked familiar to your anime characters. Yeah, that was me. If you look at the two animations on the channel, that is me. Phelan asks, when was the first time you thought, wow, I want to do something like that when watching an animation of some kind? I just know that I grew up around a lot of cartoons, and maybe something about that triggered in my mind that I want to do something like that one day. Master J42 asks, would you be interested in collaborating with the game designer or creating a game with your own art style? Yeah, definitely. One day, I want to sit down with a game developer and make something. Your boy Charles asks, do you have a Nintendo Switch? Yes, I have the Nintendo Switch with the gray Joy-Cons and Pro Controller, and I absolutely love this console. RetroRes Gaming asks, how can I improve on my anatomy and details when it comes to drawing? I can tell you, life drawing helps. If you can find classes or, you know, you take time to understand how the human body works and functions, then that really helps out.